we have moments where we're so tightly wound, so constricted. And if we're not aware of that, it builds over time. So again, it's not about forcing ourselves to feel a particular way. It's not about having to do this the right way, but just giving ourselves the space to check in, to care for ourselves, to invite a bit of ease. And this can be a really nourishing way to extend that invitation to ourselves.
Welcome back to our Happy Rainmakers video series, where point one can make a difference. I'm really glad to be joined today by Courtney Schulnick, who is a former practicing attorney turned mindfulness coach. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
You know, a lot of lawyers never get a chance to turn off, even late at night or on the weekends. They always are with their phone in the hand, or they wake up in the middle of the night and check their email. How can we get away from that?
It's really important that in terms of self-care, that we're taking care of our minds and our bodies. And then in the work that we do, in all of the doing that we do, oftentimes our nervous system is sort of in fight or flight. We hold a lot of tension, stress, we're dealing with emotionally charged issues. So a big piece of self-care is about finding ways to calm both the mind and the body. And when we can calm ourselves in mind and body and find a more balanced, centered space, then we can do a better job. So one of the most simple ways that we can incline ourselves in the direction of greater relaxation isn't necessarily a mindfulness practice per se, but it is one that with awareness, we can move in the direction of more ease. And it's called the relaxing sigh practice. We do it all the time. It's the body's natural way to find more balance. And we just simply breathe in through our nostrils. So I'll demonstrate. And then we open our mouth to let out a gentle sigh. And we do this 3 times. And you may notice that after just 3 consecutive relaxing sighs, you feel a bit more anchored, a bit more centered, less reactive. 3 relaxing sighs, anytime, anywhere, can make all the difference in how we feel, both in mind and body.
And that's something that even a really busy lawyer can fit in. That's something attainable.
It's something that's completely attainable. It's not complicated. Again, it's natural. It's our body's innate way to incline ourselves in the direction of more relaxation. But what makes it challenging is often we don't give ourselves permission to take even 3 relaxing sighs, or in the busyness of our lives, we just forget. We're just constantly doing and tending to the needs of others that we forget about tending to our own needs and well-being.
Sure. I mean, I speak to lawyers who realize that they're not taking deep breaths. As they get really stressed out, they're breathing in a very shallow way that's making it worse. So maybe just focusing on those 3 deep breaths and sighs is enough to bring you out of that.
Sort of piggybacking off of what you're saying, sometimes I notice when I'm really feeling stressed out, I'm holding my breath. So not even shallow breaths, but we have moments where we're so tightly wound, so constricted. And if we're not aware of that, it builds over time. So again, it's not about forcing ourselves to feel a particular way. It's not about having to do this the right way, but just giving ourselves the space to check in, to care for ourselves, to invite a bit of ease. And this can be a really nourishing way to extend that invitation to ourselves.
I think that sounds like a wonderful way for people to start. When you say that we should start trying to observe and be mindful of what's happening, how could somebody start doing that for the first time? Is there something that they could do to make it a bite size, like the 3 deep breaths?
In the mindfulness-based stress reduction program that I teach at the Center for Mindfulness at Jefferson in Philadelphia, what we recommend to participants of the program is that you place these stickers in places that you see a lot. places that are going to remind you when you notice some reactivity, when you've just been in constant go mode, that you can use this sticker or these stickers. I have them as a reminder to pause, to check in on yourself, and to extend this gentle, simple act of self-care of just taking 3 relaxing sighs. These little moments, these point, ones, they add up over time. So stickers can be really, really helpful in reminding us to take time for ourselves, to care for ourselves in this way.
Well, I'm going to try it myself. And I would recommend to anybody who's listening that this is a great way to get started. Everybody has time for 3 breaths. Even if you don't think you have time, you have time. There's some time you can fit it in. And we all have some nice office supplies around the office, even if we don't have fancy stickers, even if it's a Post-it or whatever you're using. So let's get started with this. Thank you so much for being with us, Courtney.
My pleasure.